Hey, Adrian here. How are you? Let me start this by saying I'm at Hang Time. If you don't know where I am right now, it's Hang Time. It's a trampoline park. Kids are on holidays. There's only a week and a half left to go. But who's counting, right? But this is my dadpreneur life where I try and build a business that stops me from going to get a job ever again, and the kids can go and play and do all that kind of stuff. I can work around my build a life around a business, you know. So this is yeah, my deal. But anyway, let me talk about you. I want to talk about the quickest way to get ahead. So if you're interested in the quickest way to get ahead in life, then listen in, because I'm going to give you some real good nuggets here, because there's also three ways, or three things rather, that I think can be sabotaging your success. And sometimes this is unknowingly the case to a lot of people because of what I'm about to tell you, okay? So if you can hear me all right, just give me the thumbs up. Let me know if this is live, by the way, if you're tuning in. I know it's late in the afternoon. Not everyone can jump on at this time, but if it's live, just comment live. If it's replay, comment replay and let me know. It'd be really cool to know that. So let's get stuck into this training, because everyone kind of wants to know the fast track to success. Everyone loves shortcuts. If you look at any marketing out there, that's kind of like the quickest ways, you know, the fastest path, the shortest, you know, way to do something, right? Now, I'm going to teach you the fastest way that I know how to get ahead in life, and in a moment. But before I do that, let me just give you three things that you're unconsciously doing, and it could be sabotaging your success. And the reason why is simply because of certain habits, certain things that we've trained ourselves to think, and they're limiting our beliefs, they're limiting our success in life. I'm going to run you through them. All right. So the first thing that I want to tell you about is that could be sabotaging your success is simply because you're going it alone. So if you look at any coach, if you look at any successful business person, if you look at any successful sports person, if you look at anyone who's like really at the top end of their game, whether it be any industry whatsoever, they have coaches, they have mentors, they have a team. All right. So even if, for example, your goal is to be wealthy and you want to be a property investor, well, who do you need on your team to be a property investor? Well, you're going to need a really good accountant. You're going to need a really good lawyer or a really good conveyancer. You're going to need a really good strategist. There's so many things that you need, and you need a team. If you go it all alone, then you're going to feel like frustrated. You're going to set yourself up for failure simply because you don't know what you don't know. You know, so these things, this mindset, this belief system alone could be sabotaging your success, because even from a young age, when you think about a quote or a saying that you probably heard from your mum and dad, is that if you ever want a job done right, finish the sentence, right? You do it yourself, okay? And so if you've grown up with a thought pattern like that, then that very belief system that you've internalized is actually inhibiting your success, because you think that you have to go this alone. And if you want a job done right, you have to do it yourself. It's not true. It's actually false, okay? It's an unconscious belief system that's in conflict with where you want to go. So with your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. So this unknowingly could be setting yourself back. Here's number two. The second thing is that you look at failure, or you see failure as finite. And here's what I mean by that. I've got three kids, some of which we might even pop into this video because I'm at hang time. So if you see failure as failure, what I teach my kids is that failure is learning. Failure is one way not to do something, which steers you in a direction of the right way to do something. So I always say to my kids, practice makes professionals, and when you fail, you learn. Now, this is very, very contradictory to what we have been taught. If you're anything like me, I know I look very young, joke, but but I'm 40. Okay, so when I grew up, whenever I made a mistake, it was the wrong thing to do. Whenever I did something that was not like, it was a mistake, it was at school or whatever it is, it was like you failed. You didn't do the right thing. You didn't pass. You got it wrong, all that kind of stuff. So you grow up thinking, or at least I certainly did, that when you make mistakes, mistakes equal failure, and failure means that I'm no good at the thing that I'm trying to do. When in actual fact, it just means I haven't learned the right way to go about it. It just means that failure is not finite, it's not the end, it's just one way not to do things. And when you look again at most successful people in the world, they have failed many more times than what they have succeeded. As a matter of fact, it's because of their failure that they did succeed, because they persisted until they figured out the way to go and do things. Now, this is long and it's arduous and it's strenuous and it becomes time consuming, and it also becomes very, very frustrating over time. But if we have the mindset that we currently see failure as we are no good, it destroys our confidence and therefore we don't go and progress. So if you have this belief system in your mind, in your what's called an unconscious thought pattern or a loop or a brain pattern or a neural pathway in the brain that you're not quite familiar with or not conscious of, then this could be sabotaging your success unknowingly. Okay, number 3 I think I'm up to. There's only 3 that I wrote. Again, we think that copying is bad. Like copying at school is taught to be bad, and cheating. When we grow up as adults, we think that copying someone else is like you're being fake, that you're not doing the right, like you're trying to pretend to be someone you're not. Okay. Now we all know with social media that there's a lot of people that tend to proclaim a fantastic lifestyle, and you know it's all fake book, right? It's all kind of like we only show our highlights reel. But I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about copying someone and trying to be someone that you're not. I'm not talking about like imitating, for example. Okay, what I'm talking about is the fastest way to success, and the fastest way to success is to model. So if you change your mindset from pretending to be someone else or copying someone, so it seems like you're fake and that you're not doing, like you're not who you say you are, then that's obviously something that can be inhibiting you. But if you go and model someone, then you know that you're doing what they are doing to get to the place that you want to go. Why? Because they've been there before, right? So this is the thing. In my life, I find coaches, okay? So I find someone who has done the thing that I want to do, who's gone and lived that experience. This is the difference between actually when I say a coach or rather I would say a mentor. So a coach, for example, may, for example, have never really played a lot of tennis, for example, if your goal is to be a great tennis player, but they know a lot about tennis, so they can coach you. However, a mentor is someone who's really gone and lived that experience and can actually teach you exactly what to do, what not to do, and how they go about it. They can fast track their success simply by you modeling what they do. So for me personally, I find mentors all the time. If I want a mentor in finance, I go and find a mentor in finance. If I want a mentor in business, I go and find a mentor in business. I've done this all of my life, somewhat unconsciously, because back in the day when I met a late friend of mine who had passed away some time ago, he just taught me how to do certain things. And then, this is back in the days where I wanted to, I was in the fitness industry, don't laugh, and I wanted to be a bodybuilder and things like that. You always just modeled someone who was the most successful person in that industry. So we bought tapes, we bought VHS, we bought the magazines, and then we learned all of it. Well, he learned and I modeled off him, yeah? So I've always had coaches. I've had coaches in sport, I've had coaches in business. When I was in a previous life, I owned a real estate business for 10 years. I had a coach for almost all of those 10 years in real estate. And so now, in terms of my coaching and mentoring myself, that's what I do. I learn from the best in the business, and then I coach other people how to do it. So if you are finding that you are limited in any way, shape or form from what I've mentioned so far, by the way, if this is making sense, give me the likes and the thumbs up and let me know that it's actually making sense so far. Then if these are what I call a conflict, right? It's like an internal unconscious conflict. So what that means basically in real terms is that what you want, so your goals and your dreams, your aspirations, what you want, are in conflict with your internal belief systems. This is where the rubber meets the road. So if you're feeling like you are limited, or you're feeling like something's getting in the way, something's blocking you from success, something is stopping you from getting to the point that you want to go, you feel like you've got heaps more potential, but something's getting in the way, these are the unconscious conflicts of interest. You know, it's a belief pattern, or a certain thought pattern in your mind that you've internalized, typically from a very, very young age. And so now that belief is true to you no matter what, and your sort of internal, you know, homing device goes back to that belief system and defaults to that belief system as soon as things go wrong. So if you're interested actually in learning more about how to unblock these thought patterns, and you want to learn exactly who you are, what you do, how to go about it, how to develop the mindset and get the tools and the systems involved in order to get to where you want to go and clear all those unconscious blocks, then in the comments below, just simply type in mindset, because I've created a great course called How to Create an Unshakable Mindset. And in this course, there is 6 modules that I take you through, and I'll walk you through each and every step of how these unconscious belief systems are affecting you, the cycle of the thought, how to counteract those thought patterns and make sure that you're on game every single day, how to find out like who you really are, your authentic self, your values and your belief systems. And then I've also got a goal setting module in there to help you like find the things that you want to do, the passions that you want to do in every area of your life, and then really drill down in the targeted area as to which direction is the best direction for you to go. So now you've got a clear set path. It gives you more clarity, gives you more focus, gives you more drive, gives you more directions. Not only that, I've internalized, or found a way that I can internalize all these belief systems through visualization and meditation, which are the 2 real key aspects that I use every single day to reinforce new neural pathways in the brain. So new habit in the brain that enables me to continue along a pathway that is not like initially, when you're trying to change thought patterns in the brain, it becomes uncomfortable because you're used to doing the one thing or thinking the one thing for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, right? So to change that becomes uncomfortable initially. So what I have now created is a meditation. It's a goal setting meditation, which I use certain types of modalities like hypnosis and obviously meditation and things like that, which enable you to retrain the brain to focus on that goal that you want to achieve through meditation and visualization. So if that sounds like something really cool and something that you want to get into, just type in mindset and I'll send you the link to the course. And I really, really hope you enjoy it, because a lot of people who've been jumping on board so far, I've been getting great feedback to saying that this is something that they've never really been taught in school, and you won't be taught in school. And it's something that they've never really taught in adulthood either, because it just simply goes against the grain. And I think when you want something extra in life, when you want something that's greater than who you are right now, you need to go outside of the box and another new way of thinking, because conventional ways of thinking are what limiting us in our society right now, because we're all being taught to conform and to, you know, kind of like, you know, be in the, stay in the lane. You know, if you look at society the way it is right now, not to get too controversial, but it's kind of like, stay in the lane, be the same as everyone else. When everyone's got a viewpoint about, you know, a certain society, a certain religion, a certain topic, all that kind of stuff, you can just see it in the news. Not that I watch it anymore, but you can see it in the papers and the news and the articles that come out. They're conditioning us to think a certain way, and we've got to break that mold, you know. So again, I'll leave you with it. If you want to know more about this kind of stuff, guys, type in mindset. I'll send you the link to the program. It's absolutely phenomenal. You can actually download the entire program, and you can, you know, use it for 30 days. You can do all the kind of stuff that you need to do. You can flog it to death. And if it's not something that you're interested in, just let me know. My email and my contact details are there. You can send me an email and say it's not for me, and I'll give you a full refund, no questions asked, and you can keep the program. All right, I can't get any further than that. So today, it's been great hanging out with you guys. I'm gonna go and hang out with the kids a little bit more and finish off the afternoon. Until we meet again, I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.